What's up guys, it's Webbie here again. Basically today we're going to do a little bit of a car check. A few people have been asking for them in the comments on the YouTube channel, so yeah, I'm gonna do a little rundown on my my 1JZ Rx7. So yeah, let's go through it. So basically I've got this Rx7 FD. It's always been a dream car of mine. I just love the way the FD looks. James Dean had one. I used to, just watch videos of James Dean and just be like, wow, that thing looks amazing, and yeah, I just had to have it. So I swapped out the S14 a while back, got rid of that, and got this shell. And basically it was also a dream of mine to just build a car from scratch, and that's what I did. And I literally did everything myself, everything that I could. The only thing that I had someone else do was Walton at Nizpro. He rebuilt the JZ engine after I took it out of my old 14. So yeah, I'll show you around some bits on the car and explain to you what I've done. So basically we're sat inside the Rx7 right now, and as you can see there are no clocks or anything, just a couple of the little logos of people that helped me out. Yeah, it was this was a really long process. Basically it took me a year to get this car together and actually working. There's a lot of people that doubted that I could do it, but my dad was a mechanic, and I spent years at the garage when I was younger before I even started riding bikes, so I kind of had it in my head that I could do it, even though I didn't really understand what I was actually getting myself into at the time. But yeah, I got someone to bend these tubes for me and shape out the cage the way I wanted it, and then I welded the cage in. My dad taught me how to weld when I was a nipper. Not very good at it, but yeah, it done the job, the cage is pretty sturdy. I had a few people look after it, it's passed some scrutiny and everything, so it seems pretty legit. Yep, got a little hydro right here, hydro handbrake, little BMX grip on there, total BMX grip. This works lovely. This brake setup we got on the back, you're going to see it in a minute when I run you around the outside of the car. That's actually attached to some R33 Skyline brakes on the back, and you're probably thinking R33 Skyline brakes on an RX7. We're actually running a Skyline rear end on the car. It's got a Skyline subframe and different drive shafts and everything. So, but yeah, this locks up lovely. Really like it. And the Skyline diff also takes the power of the JZ engine up front. So because we're running 450 brake at the front, so. I say at the front, you know what I mean, at the rear, but yeah, engine 450 brake. Little Zilla Life gear stick here on my R154 gearbox. Yeah, they hooked us up with that. That was pretty cool. That was nice of them. Thank you, Zilla Life. Yeah, got another little brake lever switch here for the kill switch. Just holds the cable. Cuts off. But yeah, we got no clocks. Basically it was a rush. It was a real rush to get this car ready for last year, and Walton literally had it in his garage with the engine in bits, like rebuilding the engine the day, like 2 days I think it was before, and then straight after that, he posted a thing on Instagram like, will Cinderella make it to the ball? I was like, I was like stressing out. I was in Montpellier at Feast and I was thinking, is the car going to be ready to go and do this, and yeah, sure enough, he got it ready on the dyno quickly, and then from there it was straight to Huxley's. Huxley did a bunch of stuff on it to kind of finish the outside look of the car. I mean, he deffed it out completely. It looked like the Batmobile. But yeah, shout out to Huxley Motorsport for that one. Like, he really hooked me up with that. Yeah, so we did drift cup in it. Put it this way, I was biting off way more than I could chew with this car. It is an absolute handful. Like, I'd literally take my hat off to James Dean for the way he drives an RX7. It's incredible. Yeah, so I keep missing what I was actually getting to, but yeah, it's got no clocks in it. Basically, we're running a Link ECU at the moment, and when we didn't have time to finish the car, basically, Walton just set everything up on the ECU. Like, when it gets to temperature where it's getting too hot, ECU just cuts in and shuts it down, as Dan Firminger realised when he borrowed it at BDC. We had a water hose split and it started getting hot, and then suddenly he was like, "What's going on with the car?" And yeah, and it just shut off. And these two little ghetto lights in the dash here also, if one of them comes on, you need to just shut the car off straight away. So it's like an alternator and oil. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the inside of the car, and so we'll go outside and have a look. I'll show you under the bonnet, under the hood, just for all you peoples, so you know what I'm talking about. Let's go. The struggle's real. Yeah, so basically halfway through the 2 years of having it, well, yeah, after a year, there we go. That was so stupid, wasn't it? After a year of having it, we end up going for this new look. Super Drift started hooking us up, helping us out with stuff. The Super Drift livery down the side. A few other people that helped me out. Kanzuru obviously done us a couple of good deals on their kits and stuff. Forge have helped us out like unbelievably. You know, rad intercooler, fuel tank, swell pot. That was pretty cool of them to do that. I was really grateful. Yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at the heart of the beast. Look at this. How I get early. Race car. So this is my 1JZ Rx7. The choice of engines, I just love the 1JZs. That's why I had to have this in there. Yeah, I love Rx7s. I love JZ engines. The sound of them is just incredible. The power delivery is incredible, and I couldn't believe what I was getting myself into when Owen Developments kindly hooked me up with this GTX 3076 turbo, which is just absolutely wild. Like, it makes the power delivery like incredible. It's just like boom, you know. So we've got all the little trick bits on here, you know, like got the HKS cams and yes, I mean the turbo. Look at it, Own Developments. Whoa, look at that beast. Love it. Yeah, so Forge hooked us up with you know, rad and intercooler and everything, and we had Walton rebuild the engine, and yeah, to be fair, like, you know, I've heard people talking crap about Walton and stuff, and to be fair, like, you know, it's I've had the car like 2 years now, and it's been running absolutely solid. It hasn't skipped a beat. Firminger used it for the British Drift Championship. Yeah, we had no problem there. So yeah, it's just can't say enough about Walton rebuilding this engine. Yeah, so basically, yeah, I ended up making, like, you know, all this bumper bar and stuff that, you know, slides in and out. It's just removable. A lot went on with the with making the steering lock on this car. Basically, if you have a look how ghetto that is down there, I had to make like all my own arms and stuff just to, you know, I mean, I started modifying stuff, you know, making like my own arms and that, and then I'd end up cutting them and making them again, and it just went from one thing to the other. You know, it started out to be like something that I thought I knew what I was doing, and then I extend them again and then shorten them again, and it was just been like an absolute headache to try and get this car to steer properly. So far it is the best it's ever been. Like, even though it looks kind of scruffy down there, it's working great. But still doesn't really do the same thing as what, say, something like in this sound does, like the S14 or 13s. You know, they're a much easier car to drive, so that's why this has kind of been retired for the time being. But yeah, I did all the work myself, and I'm actually like pretty stoked on it. Like, whether it is, you know, scruffy or you know, the welding's not great or whatever, you know, it's just a goal of mine to build a car from scratch and then go and drive it, and I did a competed for a year in it, so yeah, I'm stoked on it. So, but yeah, I made all the front end, like, just, you know, everything pulls off on pins pretty much, you know what I mean? So it's you can easily just whip the engine out if you know, or if you need to change a gearbox or whatever. It's really easy to like pull apart again. So yeah. Yeah, let's go around to the back anyway. Let's go around to the back. Basically around here, I mean, everything's cut out, everything's light. You know, I've got all the over fenders on here are completely cut out underneath, and the arches are, you know, I've got like a a metal arch underneath, you know, like all the way to the over fender, just to make sure, you know, the tyre like flapping around don't just completely destroy the over fenders and stuff. Yeah, in the back here, Ford's hooked us up with this fuel cell. Just fits in here like so nice and everything. Got a swirl pot. We've got a little lift pump down there. Got a Bosch 0044 fuel pump, just to get loads of fuel through to the front there, feed that engine. I mean, the car's pretty beaten up and like destroyed at the moment. That's pretty much thanks to Dan Firmager. But yeah, we've got this little fuel cap here, make everything nice and easy. Yeah, so this is going to probably be the hardest bit to show you, but I was going to like, do you want to lay down the floor, mate? Basically, if you have a look, you know, you can see like up here we've got S13 camber arms and that, and you know, it's a whole Nissan rear end. I wanted to basically cater for the power that we got going through the front there, and I'm not made of money. There's no way I could afford to buy like, you know, some crazy diff for it. So it's just got a GTS-T Skyline diff in the back with all like S14 stuff and S13 stuff on the back. So, but yeah, it caters for the power. 450 brake JZ, and it's been working fine. So yeah, so we've got just some rotor wheels on there. It's kind of needed it to finish the look of the car, really. Yeah, I ain't gonna go spending top dollar on wheels because I'm sliding the car sideways, and you know, and I'm learning as I go with drifting. I've got a bit of experience. I've been doing it a few years now, but yeah, I'm not the best driver out there. So you know, there's always room for error, you know. So I don't want to go and buy a crazy set of like works wheels and then just pull it in a wall or up a curb or, you know, whatever. You know, I don't want to go and destroy an expensive set of wheels. At least finish the look of the car. You know, they're not. I'm not going to say they're cheap. You know what I mean? Like, none of this car business is cheap. But lucky enough for me, I got hooked up by Superdrift. They just said, "Oh, you want wheels for the car?" Got me wheels for the car. So can't thank them enough for that. So that was nice. Yeah, that's pretty much like sums up the car, really. I had Huxley do a lot of work on the look of the car, like when we were at the first stages of it. Then Superdrift funded like the look of the car on the second stage of it. Thank Ant and Tash for painting the car for me, two of my good friends. They also pretty much got me into all this drifting thing as well. And yeah, I pretty much did all of the fabrication work on it. Ghetto fabrication work. And yeah, Niz Pro for hooking up the engine build and that for us. It was good. Couldn't believe he got it done in the short amount of time that he did. And yeah, that's pretty much the RX7. Pretty much sums it up, really. So just start it up for you. I'll start it up for you. But I think I did alright. Yeah, making this fit, when we first built all this front end, it was kind of a pain in the arse, but we've sort of got it down now. Now watch how complicated it's going to look. I'm only joking. See? I told you I was joking. You need to film the steering lock. Homemade web fab lock. bunch of photos and get Jordan to slide into the video there so you can see the car when it was just like a bare shell, and like sort of the progress, because it actually started out like in the back garden where I lived, and then eventually moved to the garage, and yeah, and so on from there to the racetrack. So.
Seriously, Twink, at some point this car is gonna be the